Welcome back to Worldview. Now, as regular viewers of the program know, we've been covering the battle between fresh raw milk, whole milk, and big food created pasteurized milk. Last week, in a landmark case in Wisconsin, Big Food, Wisconsin state government, and the U.S. Justice Department took one on the chin as their test case against a local farmer went down in flames. The jury there found dairy farmer Vernon Herschberger not guilty on 3 of 4 federal misdemeanor charges. Well, over the weekend, a local Wisconsin paper reported that the state was now seeking to revoke Vernon's original bail and send him to immediately to jail for violating a holding order that, as a result of the acquittal on the other 3 charges, should never have been issued in the first place. Now, in a stunning example of government overreach, this farmer, whose only crime was selling his milk from his own cows to people who'd bought and paid for it in his club, they seem set to punish Farmer Vernon for winning his case in a court of law. Now, Pete Kennedy returns to Worldview to discuss this with us. He's an attorney, and he's president of the Farm to Consumer Legal Defense Fund. He works on dairy issues for the Western A. Price Foundation, particularly the rights of farmers to distribute raw milk and raw milk products. And he's assisted in representing dairy farmers facing possible state enforcement actions in many states. Pete, welcome back to Worldview.
Good to be here, Dennis.
Good to have you. Did I get anything wrong in the setup to that piece?
Actually, it was the State Department of Justice. These were 4 criminal misdemeanor charges for violations of state law.
Well, it's good that we got that cleared. So, what the heck is going on in Wisconsin? Did Governor Walker's administration get tired of beating up unions and they're now going after local farmers? I mean, this action just seems mean and vindictive. You lose the case and you go after the guy who beat you?
Well, I think you hit it. It is vindictive because actually the original bail conditions that he was released on back in January 2012 said he could not operate a retail food establishment without a permit, which is basically his on-farm store, could not operate as a dairy plant without a permit, and could not sell or distribute milk without a permit. And he was acquitted on all 3 charges. So basically, the bail conditions should be moot right now, but yet they're trying to, in effect, reinstate them and get them thrown in prison, even though the jury rejected it.
Now, when I tell local farmers here in Wales, who all sell a wide variety of fresh, locally sourced products to the community, they look at me as if I'm crazy. These farmers take it on the chin so many ways because they lose out to these big food middlemen who end up setting up the prices for their products, and so few of them can actually produce products at the price that they're required to produce it at. Is that much the same thing that's going on there?
Absolutely. In Wisconsin, 20 years ago, they had close to 30,000 dairy farms. There are now about 12,000 left in the state, and they have more dairy farms than any other state by far. So what's happening is these smaller farms just cannot make it in the commodity system. And Vernon Herschberger has created an alternative to the commodity system. He basically leases cows to members of a private buyers club and then just distributes milk that under his contract is really the member's property. So it's something that the state, in this case, isn't protecting the public health. Right to citizens to do what they think is best for their health through a private contract with a farmer.
Now, Pete, the state is sticking to the raw milk contains dangerous pathogens argument, saying this is why they're going after Vernon. He's selling without a license and is in violation of bail. It just seems as though that would be so strange because they wouldn't even allow raw milk to enter into the original trial, that now they would try to bring this up after the fact.
Right. They're trying to have it both ways. During the trial, he could not mention the words raw milk at all. He couldn't contest this hold order. The hold order was given because allegedly his milk was adulterated. And he couldn't even contest the validity of the hold order. And I think what's going to happen now, Dennis, is his attorneys are going to, in light of the fact that he was acquitted on these 3 licensing charges, his attorneys are going to ask that he also be acquitted on this hold order, because it makes no sense to convict him given that they had no jurisdiction to issue it in the first place, now that the jury's decided he didn't have to be licensed by the state.
Now, my understanding is that this one remaining count has some pretty stiff penalties, though. 1 year in jail and a $10,000 fine?
That's true. And I think what could be happening with this motion to get him thrown in jail immediately is that might not happen, but there's going to be a sentencing hearing coming up probably between now and the end of the month. And he's really just now these now defunct or moot release conditions before the judge. So they're trying to stick it to him and get as severe a penalty as possible. When this is someone who is highly respected among the members of the Private Buyers Club and does nothing, has injured no one, and just the opposite, he's benefited the health of hundreds of families that are members of the Private Buyers Club.
We're talking with Pete Kennedy, president of the Farm to Consumer Legal Defense Fund, on Worldview with Denis Campbell. Now, Pete, I'm looking at this one remaining count that he's up against, and I know your group is fighting this very strongly. What steps are you taking to support Vernon and the industry in particular? Okay,
in this particular case, it looks like the attorneys will file a motion for a new trial. And at the same time, I think they will be filing another motion for an acquittal, just what's called post-conviction. So they're basically asking the judge to reverse the jury's finding on the hold order account. And if the judge rejects it, there will be, at least it's laying the groundwork for an appeal to a higher court. So even if the judge rules against Vernon and the hold order sticks, conviction on the hold order sticks, there will be an appeal of.
Well, the other thing also, too, when you look at the timeline, one can read the article and become, quite outraged at that. But as a matter of law, it's clear they've not given 5 days notice, so it's unlikely we're going to have a bail hearing on Monday. When is sentencing scheduled, and could we see, for example, police action at his farm store if he continues to sell these products?
Well, the state Department of Justice is claiming he can't sell anything until the sentencing hearing. I think one of the things the attorneys could do when they appeal his conviction to the judge is to ask for a stay on any punishment. So I think there's at least a chance there'll be some kind of court order where, in effect, Vernon can be left alone until this is finally resolved. Because it really, the jury on these 3 licensing counts, he was acquitted. The jury, in effect, said he was not subject to regulation.
Well, it's truly astonishing when you look at it from abroad, and it must be even more astonishing there. Best of luck with all the efforts there, Pete.
Okay, well, thanks, Dennis. Good to be on the program.
Thank you, sir. Pete Kennedy is an attorney in Sarasota, Florida, working on behalf of the Western A. Price Foundation in Washington, and their fight to provide consumers with choice and farmers with the support to wage this ongoing battle. You're watching Worldview with Denis Campbell. Stay right here.